This is the Cats and Pudding Podcast. A melting pot of pudding. And now, here's Jen.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Cats and Pudding. And today, oh my God, not only do I have a great co-host with me today, I have a great guest that's on with me today. And I'm going to introduce my co-host first. My dear friend, my paisan, Mr. Big Joe Gambino.
You said it all, Jen. You said it all.
I'm so happy you're here with me today, Joe.
It's a pleasure being on.
So exciting. And we have some good guests today, Joe.
We have some great guests today.
We have a lot of good guests today. And
exciting.
This is exciting because I don't think you've ever met our guest that we have today.
I never met Mike. I met him in the hallway just before 5 minutes ago.
It's the best spot to meet
That's
somebody.
the best spot to be in this hallway too,
Yes.
especially. And we have Chef Michael, I'm going to say it wrong again, DiLeo. Welcome, Mike, for coming.
Thank you for having me.
It's so good to see you today.
Yes.
And Mike is great. He's an excellent chef, and I love your story. So I love to just jump in and just tell us how this whole thing started with you.
Yeah, I mean, it started in 2020. I've been a chef since 2001, graduated culinary school. I worked in fine dining, corporate dining.
So you're a real chef.
I'm a real chef, yeah.
You're not an internet chef.
What's a fake chef?
The internet chefs.
Oh, okay.
Someone who opens the can and just pours it in the pot.
Right.
So,
But are they real? Are they chefs or are they cooks?
some people actually haven't gone to culinary school and are great chefs. But,
Right.
And I say chefs like that because, to be a chef, you have to have I feel you have to have a degree.
Right.
And work up to being that. You don't just graduate from culinary school. I wasn't a chef the day I graduated culinary school. So I got my first job. I was a cook,
Right.
and I gradually went up from there.
And then you go
And
the
then
levels. You become
you
a
go to levels. You become
cook,
a sous
chef.
tournant, executive chef. That's the highest, really.
So basically, a chef is a title.
It's a title.
a title.
I always get.
If you don't have that
teased.
title, you're just an ordinary cook.
I get teased sometimes. Like, oh, you're a chef. I'm an executive chef. And then when they call me cook, I get very offended by that. I do.
What's a master chef? I heard what a master chef.
Master
What's
chef has they passed all the degrees and certification.
Are you a master chef, Mike?
No, there's not many CMCs, certified master chefs. There's not many. I don't know. A few years ago, there was under 10.
Wow.
But that's.
So who would be a master chef that's in that caliber?
It's anyone who, I guess, climbs the ranking and they take those certifications. You have to take certain certifications to become that.
I mean, when you're a chef, so it's so much different when people don't realize when you work in a restaurant, it's so much different than somebody just going online and cooking in front of a camera and doing that. When you're working in a kitchen, it's a big deal, and it's so precise and it's so precision, especially when you're cooking in a restaurant with particular, cuisine. So, was your cuisine always Italian cuisine?
It wasn't. It rarely was, actually. I went to a culinary school they taught French.
I love French.
It's
food.
French.
French food.
It's
I can
French
never
cooking
pronounce
and-
it. I let the other people
I took
order.
a course. I tried to speak it. I don't even know if I passed that test. But that's the background of the Culinary Institute of America up in Poughkeepsie. But from there, I worked at the Sea Grill, Rockefeller Center. So I got to learn a lot of seafood and fish cooking. So it wasn't the Italian really didn't start from then. I always at home ate Italian food growing up with an Italian family, but the instructional cooking wasn't really Italian.
No, they base it off of mostly French food.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But don't you? So when you started doing now all this with Italian food, did you get your inspiration from your grandma and your mom?
Yeah.
Or
There's a lot. From the past when I grew up, meatballs and chicken parm and stuff like that is just stuff you grew up with. So it's you take what you learned from that and implement it now.
Well, did you have a passion for cooking when you were younger?
Not so much. My mother was a great cook growing up. I was actually a very picky eater. It was
surprisingly when you're a chef.
It was torture. It's funny, I would have friends and cousins come over for dinner and they would eat more than me. Eat your food. I'm a very picky eater. Now it's total opposite. So, I started in high school. I started working as a busboy and kind of like peeked in the kitchen, liked how, it was a fast food restaurant, all right, let me learn the line cook. I cooked on the line. And then it was funny. My parents like, "You're gonna go to culinary school?" I was like, "I am." Okay, I guess so.
All right, all right.
So different from today's kids. They, you tell them what to do, and they're like, "I'm not doing that." I'm not, But that I was told
That you had
you're
to
gonna
go.
go to culinary school.
Well, that's how we grew up, right?
Yeah.
They told us what to do, and we basically did it.
We had to.
Otherwise, there were consequences to pay.
Right. There's no consequences for people, for kids
Unfortunately
anymore.
not.
Unfortunately, right? So if I couldn't live at home, if I dropped out of college,
Yeah.
like that was it. If I wanted to live at home and I wanted to get my bills paid, then I had to go to school. That was it. That was it. I had no choice but to go to college and go to school and get a degree. But I look at it this way now: there's certain things that I don't believe that you need to go to college for. There's absolutely doctor, accountants, professionals, chefs, like certain things that need college. But I believe total college is a total scam. Other than that, to me, I think a trade, because what does it do? If you're taking all liberal arts classes, what is it going to do? It's just going to put you in debt. You're never going to get a job.
I agree 100%.
Right?
Yeah.
And you could have got a job doing something else, a trade or something like that. But now, as far as you going to, do you feel that you doing what you're doing now, going to culinary school was the right path for you, or you think you would have went down the same path?
No, it was because it starts with culinary school and with being a chef, you could be a chef for 40, 45 years, and I have chefs that I've worked under that could attest to this. You learn something every day.
Yeah.
You could not know the proper way to cook a steak, and then all of a sudden you come across somebody who has this method, and like, all right, that I've been a chef for 30-something years. I can't believe I just learned something new. It's a trade and something,
art.
and an art that you can learn every day. So what I learned in culinary school started my path, and then as I worked in different places under different chefs, you learn something new all the time. Yeah. And I say, even like, I have an assistant chef that works for me. Working with him sometimes, we don't get to work together often because we both branch out and do different parties. But sometimes we work together, and like he'll teach me something, and I'm like, oh wow, I didn't know that. Okay, that's great. And then, or vice versa. It's like, you have two chefs working together. No matter how much experience you have, you still can learn from each other.
Well, but cooking is an art. I mean, it is.
It is.
Right? I mean, it's artistic, and not everybody cooks the same.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. So when you have a recipe, unless you make your own recipe, if somebody's going to duplicate it, let's just say, it's like an art. It's like drawing a picture or a painting or sculpting something, because now you're sculpting this masterpiece into what you vision it to be. So it's, it goes into, and then forget about that. Now, what about even like the garnishing of food is like, that's another art in itself.
Right.
So now that you kind of left that restaurant world that you were in, now moving on to what you're doing now, which is more like you're kind of like not regressed back, but now you're going more into like your grassroots.
Well,
so
yeah.
it's
Basically, you're a chef on the go.
I'm a chef on the go, yes.
Okay.
If you want to look at it
Well,
like
explain
that. Yeah.
that, because I'm a little confused about what's a chef on the go.
Well, I mean, it's up to me to get the clients. It's I have to put the work in to get the clients. But what I love about it is someone reaches out to me and says, "Hey, I'm having a party. I have this, and this. I produce the menu for them, and my goal is to make everything seamless for them. You don't want to. You're having a party at home. It's stressful. Your house needs to be clean. You have kids. Kids have to be somewhere. If it's an adult party, what kind of decor are you gonna have? So, I like to make my end seamless. I walk in. I always say, unlock the door, and you'll see me at the end. Don't worry about anything else. So I like to make people feel like a guest at their party, because you don't want someone to have to set up their own food. They have to wash their own dishes, pack up any leftovers, put out the food, make sure it's hot. I'm your guy. That's what I'm there for.
So you're full service. You come in, you create the menu, you're in the kitchen, you're like commanding the whole kitchen and serving the food, and then also having your staff clean up whatever
Yep.
was
So
going on
I
in the
provide
kitchen.
staff, waitresses, bartenders, any staff that's needed, I'll provide for them.
So you basically take care of everything.
Yep. I have a quote. It's I bring the restaurant to you.
Bring the restaurant to you.
So it's like, I bring all the equipment, all the plates, food, everything comes in your kitchen. I set it up. Go get dressed. Go get yourself pretty. Greet your guests. And have a great
We
time.
have to hire
I know.
Chef Mike for different
I
parties.
have to have him do. That's my next plan is to have him come and do a party.
Just
for me.
hand him the keys and basically, all right, Mike, I'll see you tonight. Or you're done.
See you later. I'll be back. Here, you
yes.
have the party. I'll come back later.
But how do you know where, everybody, the plates are and everything else? Like, it's someone else's kitchen. How do you know where everything is?
Well, I mean, it's funny to say that. Some people just like, hey, here's my kitchen. Go through my cabinets. Help yourself. Then there's some people, they actually have the time. They show me where everything is, and I'll ask prior. I try not to ask while the party's going on because they're always, out and about mingling and stuff.
Entertaining, yeah.
So do you range from you'll have people hire you for doing an 8-person dinner party to 100-person.
Yeah, so
party.
different packages call for different minimums, and a lot of the packages are more suitable for different size groups.
Right.
So, for instance, summertime is it's like a no holds bar. People with parties,
Right, because you could do everything
Their
outside.
backyards are huge. I can 80, 100, 200 people. I have an Italian grazing table. It's suitable for 15 people or more. I put nice hot and cold food on the buffet. Different packages are suitable for different types of people.
Now, what about so if I wanted to do a dinner party just for an elite dinner without nothing? No, you're just cooking every course, and you do stuff like that.
I have a 3 to 5 course plated dinner, plated and family style dinner.
That's good.
I love that. I love that. What is your favorite type of party to do?
I like a vibe party. I do. I like when I show up at the house and there's the aesthetics are just phenomenal. Where there's a DJ, they built the dance floor. So right there, I know when there's a DJ, I know that this party is going to be pumping.
It's going to be a fun party.
It's going to be a fun party. And I kind of know going in, once I talk to the client, what the party is, it's a 40th birthday for my husband and we're having it outside. So we're going to have 70 people. I know the different types of caliber of clients. I know what it's going to be, but sometimes you're surprised. You walk in and that doesn't mean if there's no DJ, it's not going to be a good party. But I like a nice vibe where people are really kicking back, having a good time. Then here I am, insert the food, and it's just
making them have a better time.
This party's just not only is the vibe fun, but the food is great, and they get to see wow. There's staff here. They're cleaning up. They're just it's really elegant, and that's the goal. That's what I like.
So your vibe is just bringing that restaurant quality home to somebody's house.
Bringing the restaurant.
That's it.
To you, the difference is there's no rush. You don't have to get out at a certain time. You're in your own home. Obviously you don't want your guests staying all night, but.
Which some people do, they don't leave.
Well, you wrap it up. You serve the fruit, then you serve the coffee. That's the hint. When you serve the coffee, you got another fucking half an hour.
When you start turning the lights on, the DJ shut off, people are still...
But you don't have the interruptions of different groups of people that you don't know.
Right.
That are in the way or, so...
That's nice. I love that.
Yeah.
So tell us some good, some famous clients you've had.
Well, it's funny that you say that because my good friend Danielle Cabral from The Real
Danielle.
Housewives of New
She's sweetheart,
Jersey,
Danielle.
she was the very first party I did. And I was working at a restaurant at the time. It was summer of 2020. She called me up and said, Mike, I want you to do a party for my friends, but I want it to be different. I want you to cook in front of them, and I want you to show us what to do, great food, great cocktails. I was like, yeah, sure. Let me make sure I could take off of work
To do it.
which I did because this wasn't something I was planning on doing. And it just I hit it off and they loved it. And she's like, you should do this full time. I was like, well, I'm working at a restaurant, but the timing was kind of good in a sense because it was in the middle middle of the pandemic and the restaurant closed.
Right.
So how is a chef going to get a job in the middle of the pandemic? Other than let's start to do the home things. So
How many parties did you get during the pandemic?
I got a lot. I
Yeah.
got a lot. I started, and I it was funny. I took a job with Amazon too.
Really?
No one really knows that. It was kind of secret.
Well, now
The
we
first
know
one to
now.
First one.
What do you mean by Amazon? He took a job on
I
Amazon.
took a side job with Amazon delivering.
He was delivering for Amazon.
Because when I first started this, all right, restaurant closed, let's start. It was called Catering by Chef Mike at first. So let's start that. But, I don't have many clients. So, how do you stay afloat, So now someone who's worked in restaurants only since I'm a teenager, and now I'm driving a box truck from Amazon. I don't know how I could do
this. And it
this.
was busy during 2020 when Amazon.
It was
crazy.
It was something. It was something.
It's
Amazon's
crazy.
busy today. What are you
I
kidding
know,
me?
but then it was 20 times
Yeah,
worse.
it was bad.
I know my Amazon driver hates me. He kicks the freaking boxes down the fucking road. He hates us because between me and my kids who order so
Yeah.
much
Oh,
shit
yeah.
every day, there's always an Amazon box coming to my
Yeah.
house.
So
that's- But you had to do what you had to do.
I had to do what I had to do. It didn't last long. It lasted about a year. And then I said, all right, that's it. Enough for me. We're diving right into this. We're building a website. We're making different packages, and let's get it out there. So I got the good connection. When Danielle went at the time, she wasn't with the Real Housewives in New Jersey. There wasn't any talk about that. And then
Right.
she's like, hey, listen, I got something big coming up. And she finally joined. She got me in there, connected for that, and I wound up cooking her first party on her first season. She had a mozzarella party, and she actually hired me to do drinks. So she wanted like kick-ass drinks,
Yeah.
and I'm like, all right, I got to take this to a whole other
Whole nother
level.
level.
Make like fresh juices and all this stuff. I made the drinks smoke with dry ice.
Love that.
Oh,
It was great.
I love that.
And I got to see like how it was filming, a reality TV show. It was pretty cool. So, and from there, I got to meet Melissa Gorga. I was at her housewarming party. We filmed for that. So everything trickles down. I feel like, once you know one person, you kind of
then
get
you meet
you
other
get in
people.
that circle, and then you just start networking yourself.
Melissa's very sweet.
Yeah.
She did my pride party for me, and I don't know, I'm very close with Dolores. Dolores is one
Yeah.
of my dear friends.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah. So, we know each other for a long time. But it's when it is when you get to meet somebody and you talk and it is word of mouth. I mean, I have a business too, so I could tell you, I can attest all the social media in the world and whatever, Yelp and Google and also, which do help. Word of mouth is still number one.
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
Because you have so many people out there that probably are doing now, probably took your lead and started doing the same thing you're doing. So, you have people online going, yeah, go to this one, go to that one, go to this one. You don't really know if you're going to take somebody's word for it that you know.
Right.
And say, yeah, I'm going to try them.
Word of mouth is huge, and if you have people like Danielle or Melissa to attest to who I am as a chef, as a person,
Well, especially those word of mouth. I mean,
it goes a long way.
That's a big pull.
I
It's a big
recently
push.
started working with Mike Sorrentino, so we've been doing some projects together, working on his cookbook. Him and his mom are producing a cookbook, so I've been cooking the recipes for a photo shoot for that.
Nice.
So it's another circle that I get to be a part of and meet everyone in his circle. So
that's awesome. When
Yeah.
is that book coming out?
I believe 2027.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What's the name of the book?
I think it's Family Time or Italian Family Time with Mom. It's him and his mom. They have like 79 recipes. It's huge. Big
Nice,
book.
nice.
Yeah.
And you're the chef cooking for them.
I'm
I love that.
developing the plates for the photography. So,
I love
yeah.
it. That's
yeah, it's
nice. I will. You should do something with Rosella.
Good. Yeah.
She's good. She's a good chef,
She-
Rosella
she's
too.
good.
And all her recipes just came from her nonna,
Yeah.
and her mom, which is amazing.
Yeah.
So, but
great.
you have both. I think you have the
Mm-hmm.
you have the culinary like real chef, but you also have that. He
Right.
makes the best cacio de pepe I ever ate.
Really?
Yes, so good.
Well, Mike, did you bring any proof with you today?
Well, I was gonna bring my 80-pound Parmesan wheel, but walking down the streets of Manhattan, I don't know if
that might have been rough.
my back's not good from that. That is a little rough. But
You got to bring that next time.
yes, 100%. I will. We'll get a car. We'll be right out of the elevator.
Picture him walking down 3rd Avenue with that thing.
Hey,
you
you've
going,
seen stuff.
Oh, I
in
see
New York
that.
City.
Oh, yeah, I
you know.
seen. Yeah.
I would rather see that than some other shit that goes on in this
Oh,
city. I'll tell you
100%,
right now.
And it's
100%.
funny, the Parmesan wheel started from doing Melissa Gorga's housewarming party. She wanted something that represented her recent family trip to Capri.
Mm-hmm.
So she wanted, Italian food. And I was like, oh, what about this Italian cheese wheel? And I didn't realize it was 80 pounds, like, oh, well, what the hell am I going to do with this Parmesan wheel now? Because, you use it one night. You could use it hundreds of times. So I'm like, all right. So I do a pasta making party. That's kind of like my hands-on package that I do. Everyone makes their own pasta.
It's nice.
Oh, wow.
I come in, I set up your ingredients, your pasta machine, and I instruct step by step, make a pasta. They mix the eggs with the flour, we bring it through the machine, and then I cook it, with sauce and now cacio e pepe. So
Love it.
Wow.
That's where I
implemented
had
that.
it at his pasta making party.
Yes.
It was very good.
Thank
Kevin Kelly,
Yes.
another good guy.
Yes.
I
So
love him.
it's
He's a good-
another that's another circle that I got into.
Yeah.
So it's good.
But see,
That's great, Mike.
he's
I gotta hire this guy because sounds pretty interesting with the music.
I don't
cheese
sing. I
wheels.
don't sing though. That's one thing I tell
Doesn't matter. I
people,
mean,
like, I don't
if the
you mean
music
you don't
helps you.
sing?
You don't want me to sing. If it comes down to me singing, I've had a good time.
And what about? So you're married, Mike?
Yes,
Okay.
married 17 years, 3 kids.
Beautiful.
I have 3
God bless.
amazing kids, 2 teenage daughters, and 1 son.
Beautiful. And your
Yeah.
your wife is? Does she cook too? Does
She does not cook. I mean, why would she?
Why should she?
Yeah.
When she's got a husband for a chef.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She cleans though, right?
She does.
All right.
So you make
When I make a mess in the kitchen, she's always there.
Do you don't? And I bet you don't clean up your kitchen.
No, I'm.
You do.
I'm a nut when it
Really?
comes to that. A nut. I am so methodical, and I have really bad OCD. So I have to know where everything is at all times, and I'm constantly putting stuff away and cleaning. And she'll attest to this. She yells at me all the time, like, I'll move that water. She's like, where's my water? I said, oh, I
Doesn't belong there.
thought it was garbage. I threw it out.
You sound
Just-
like me.
But a clean kitchen
Is it more
is,
productive?
I say a clean kitchen is a happy kitchen, but
Yeah.
a clean kitchen is, you're not going to get good product if your kitchen's messy.
Yeah.
It's just, when you go into a restaurant, if the restaurant's dirty, you're going to eat at it? No, you're
No.
not. So,
But you have to keep it clean in the kitchen. People don't realize in that kitchen there has to be it's like a production line.
Mm-hmm.
Like they.
Oh yeah.
My brother-in-law also was a chef, and now he places chefs all over the country. He's like a headhunter for chefs, and so just attesting by what I've seen with him and different restaurants. I mean, he goes to restaurants all over the place, and brings us to where cooking. They do the chef tasting menus and all that other fun stuff. But he's like, it's so important to keep a restaurant, the kitchen clean and in order, because how are you gonna
Right.
produce
Yes.
good product if
Yeah.
it's not? And if it's mayhem, how are you gonna? How is an artist gonna concentrate?
Right.
And doing it.
Yeah.
Do you miss working in the restaurant at all?
I do. It's funny because sometimes I'll do public events in restaurants, like pasta parties. I'll go into a restaurant and it'll be a ticketed event and we'll do a pasta party. And it's just like back in my element and I kind of miss it. But, long hours, I did that. So I could say, I've been there, done that. I used to own a restaurant, so I was married to that for a long time. So,
Yeah. Usually you're married to those businesses.
yeah.
It's hard, it's rough. Yeah.
It is,
But-
and nowadays I think it's a lot tougher because, prices are crazy right now with things. The economy is the way it is, and there's just so much competition.
Yeah.
Restaurants everywhere. Every day there's restaurants opening, closing. So
It's crazy.
a
I mean,
lot.
produce is like eggs. I mean, it's
Yeah.
incredible what things cost
Yeah.
now.
I had a very hard time with those eggs when I was pasta parties. Everyone gets 3 eggs. Maybe it's just 3 eggs, but when you're doing dozens and dozens of people every month, every weekend with pasta parties, it's like.
It's expensive.
It's-
A dozen
yeah.
eggs when they
Yeah.
were $13.
Yeah.
Forget it. I mean,
It
they
adds
came
up.
down. They came down a bit, but they still got to
Yeah.
come down more. It's crazy. So yeah, I mean, restaurant business is a tough business.
Yeah.
It's tough. My sister also had a restaurant for 15 years, and it was just it's a lot. I take my hat off to people who are in the restaurant business.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, I have a coffee shop, and it's nothing like that. It's just, I mean, it's still hard, but we don't, you know, we serve bagels. We don't have a full kitchen, and that's difficult just doing that.
Yeah.
I can only imagine just being in the middle of a kitchen every day and dealing with customers and dealing with people who are the public,
Yeah.
right?
Now your packages they vary from prices obviously, but what's like they're very economical? Like
They are. So grazing table starts at $55 per person. So
Okay.
you get like 6 platters of food, and then it tiers from there. You could add a pasta station, and you could add pasta and the cacio e pepe. So it goes up from there. Sit down dinner is more of a pricey one. Starts at $125, 3 to 5 courses.
Okay.
We do a pasta making party, it's $125 per person. But I mean, you're getting a ton of food. You're getting the experience. So it's pretty well affordable.
Okay.
I
That's
think
cool.
125 a head in my house, so I don't have to leave my house and host
Yep.
a party.
Right.
I think that's very, very worth it,
Yeah.
and it's a good price. Awesome.
Yeah.
So you got a good niche going on
Thank
there.
you.
Mike.
And you take care of
do.
everything from soup to nuts. Like you start from appetizers to dessert. Right?
Appetizer all the way to dessert, yeah. And the packages I have different meals on it, but a lot of times I find myself, recreating the wheel. So customizing different dishes. You know, some people have dietary restrictions, allergies, so we fully take that on. So.
What do you have? It's not just Italian food, though, right? You have other menus.
No,
with
it's
the-
It's not just Italian food. It's more classic American,
like
steaks.
bistro,
And, yeah.
like
yeah.
a bistro menu.
Yeah.
Now, what if somebody wanted you to do French food? Would you do it?
It depends on how deep,
They want you to go.
yeah.
But that's good that at least you can, you could curtail your, for your clientele.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but that's awesome.
Where can people find you, Mike? Like what your social media platforms?
Social media is Executive Chef Mike. I have a website, executivechefmike.com.
Okay.
So we're on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
That's awesome.
Cool.
We love you, Mike.
Yeah.
So I love it. I love what you created. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So and listen, you're a success story from the pandemic. So many people had issues during the pandemic, and look, you got into
Yeah.
something, and and now here you are now. So
Yeah.
it actually this is great. This is great. I love to hear that. I love to hear the success stories.
So do I. So do I.
It's amazing. So you also have a website or no?
Yes, executivechefmike.com.
Okay, great. Well, I'm so glad you came on the show tonight.
Yes,
today,
I'm
and
so
we got
glad
to
to.
know you better.
Of course.
And you're lovely. I go to events by him all the time. He's awesome.
Cool.
So you got to bring Big Joe next time.
Yes.
Yeah, I gotta
let's
taste your food there, Chef Mike.
All right. I brought some treats for you today. You can
Oh,
taste them.
I can't wait to eat them. We're gonna go hit
Let's
them
take a break right now.
Let's take a break. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in to Cats and Pudding, and for Old School Italian Cafe right in the heart of Queens, New York. Please go to my favorite place, Dolce Bean Cafe. They serve the best espresso, coffee, cappuccino, lattes, and all imported directly from Italy. Their paninis and Italian pastries are great right in Ridgewood, Queens. Dolce Bean Cafe. Have a great day, everybody.